Allez les gars, on se retrouve pour la suite de la web Police Simulator sur ps5 Pro. Le jeu est toujours pas aussi fluide, hein. Toujours autant de bugs.
Firefighter arson. Nothing too unusual. Seems like an open and shut case if you ask me.
And yet we were pointed to it. What if there's more about it? Something that was overlooked?
Or whoever wrote the note is a psycho trying to waste our time and stop us from catching Cole.
Either way, I want to at least check in with Yusuf and look at the old evidence.
You're not one to back down, are you? Very well. Let's pay him a visit.
Ok, on doit aller voir Youssouf. Merde. On va aller voir Youssouf vite fait. Je peux lui parler de là, évidemment que non. Pourtant, ça devrait être logique.
What brings you here, officers?
We'd like to take a look at evidence from an old case.
Wow.
Oula, on va passer parce que faudrait pas faire griller.
What do we have here? This bag holds scraps of burned wood.
Ok. Une preuve sur 8.
What do we have here? Quite a few of these butts were found at the scene. One could have ignited the fire, but the evidence is ultimately inconclusive.
Ok, cigarette.
What do we have here? The lock on the door was broken. Looks like someone forced their way in.
Ok, il y a un mec qui est rentré par effraction.
What do we have here? This bag holds scraps of burned wood, fabric, and other small pieces from the crime scene.
Ok, des morceaux de tissu, une clope.
What do we have here? Were the leaves piled up to help the fire spread, or was that a coincidence?
Ok, il y avait des feuilles.
What do we have here? It was suggested that this rug was the place where the fire started. No wonder if it was doused in gasoline.
Avec un tapis arrosé d'essence.
What do we have here? The notes were taken by the officers back then. They came to a conclusion real quick, it seems.
J'ai pas compris ce qu'il y a.
What do we have here? The notes were taken by the officers back then. They came to a conclusion real quick, it seems.
Ok, c'était bâclé vite.
What do we have here? This can was found at the scene, just like some gas canisters. That's a good fire starter for sure.
Ok.
What do we have here? The case folder. Long story short, the firefighter committed arson, or so it says here.
Okay then, great detective. Tell me what you think about the evidence.
Moi je dirais le propriétaire. Le propriétaire.
Sounds a bit like a conspiracy, but I think the homeowner might have done it themselves. The gasoline was bought by them. They just borrowed the cigarette, and they could have lied about the piles of leaves.
If that's your theory, what do you want to do next? How are you going to prove it?
I'd like to talk to the chief first, and maybe a look at the old crime scene will help clear this up.
As you wish. But next week, I get to pick something extra.
Ok. Comment ça, j'ai en deux une? Je dois rien du tout. Allons voir le chef.
Where do you think you're going?
We want to talk to the chief. It's about our case. Is that prohibited now?
The Travis Cole case you should be working on? Or the old arson case?
Oh, you know. But that's connected to our current case, Major.
Just don't waste your time. Remember, I'm the one who has to explain it, but I'm also your superior.
Understood. Do you still want to go ahead with this?
Well, let's stick to the plan. If Mike...
Je parle au chef quand même. marteler quand même.
Chief, may I have a minute of your time? Do you know any more details about case 08-28703?
That's an old case, officer. It's been a while. Let me think. We received sponsored equipment to solve this case adequately. Quite the upgrade for our station. The sponsor was Aiden Fletcher, a former mayoral candidate. He didn't get the position, but he's still well off, I think.
That's where we got that from. Interesting. Thanks a lot, Chief. That'll help us in our case.
Ok. 2 secondes, les gars. Oh, on est bientôt au gendarme 6. On va essayer de monter au max. Il faudrait que je fasse des 911 aussi. Pour débloquer les autres voitures. Pour avoir les trophées, les gars. Allez, allez à la vieille scène de crime. Let's go, on est parti, les gars. Allez, on Voilà. Ça peut être 5 pro, mais ça rame quand même. Bon, c'est le jeu, les gars. Pas fluide du tout. Enfin, ça dépend des moments, en fait. Est-ce qu'on peut on peut pas se téléporter? C'était au tout début, la toute première mission. Je sais pas, vu que c'était sur l'autoroute, la première mission, c'est pour ça. Je me dis c'était peut-être ça. Allez, descendons. On va voir.
This must be the place. It really has just been left as it was.
Then we might actually be able to find something. Let's look around.
Ok. Je vais fouiller la zone.
What is that?
Vieille plaque de métal. Aiden Fletcher. Ok.
What do we have here?
Un jerrycan. Un cadenas. C'est la connasse.
Some call it littering, others call it preparing hidden secrets.
I think that's all we need to see here. Did that help you figure anything out? What do you think? So Fletcher was in on it? Used the opportunity and covered his ass by sponsoring equipment?
Wouldn't it fit? He lets Xavier Ellis burn down his house, secretly collects the documents, and reports them as lost.
And that would be insurance fraud. I think we should pay him a visit to talk about this.
Pourquoi tu me parles de coffre? C'est où ton coffre? Ouais. Ah d'accord.
What do we have here?
On n'a pas de lampe. Mince. Allez, on va aller au domicile de Fletcher. Bonsoir mesdames, messieurs, je passe. On va aller se poser, on va enlever les gyros. Ah, il faut la tenue. Il faut la tenue, putain. Il faut la tenue. On y retourne. On sera de téléporte ici. Voilà. Maintenant qu'on est en tenue, ça devrait aller.
So this is what the house of a mayoral candidate looks like.
And commit
Oula.
insurance fraud? No thanks, officer. Let's go in now.
Allons le voir, c'est un QA.
Mr. Fletcher, we have come here to discuss the arson case that destroyed a house you owned near Summersard.
Oh, yes, I remember. It was small, yet I miss it dearly. A shame it burned down.
The blame was put on a firefighter, but now we have reason to believe that a second party was involved.
What do you mean by that? That Ellis guy wasn't working alone.
I'm sorry, sir, but we have grounds to assume that you were part of an insurance fraud scheme.
What are you talking about? Insurance fraud? Do you have any evidence for your wild accusations?
We only found out the house belonged to you via the metal plate on the building. It was never noted in the files.
Exactly. Raises the question of whether you properly mentioned that to the officers and the insurance company.
But I might have just forgotten about that. It was a big fuss, you know.
Hidden underneath some floorboards, we found an empty fireproof safe. What was in there?
The safe? What safe? Oh, that's, yeah, no, that was empty the entire time, and I didn't even know,
Sir, your reaction is very telling.
Let's keep this short. Mr. Fletcher, you are under arrest on suspicion of insurance fraud.
This is an atrocity. I was promised immunity for all the good I've done.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Allez. Viens, monte dans la caisse, fils d'up. Voilà. On se téléporte, hein. La flemme. La flemme de rouler, les gars. Faut aller juste derrière. Et voilà. Prison, mon petit. Alors, on va aller voir le major. C'est dommage qu'il a des bugs le jeu parce que il a un beau potentiel en plus. Le major il est par là.
What is it this time, officers? Here to steal my time?
Is it really stealing time if we're bringing good news? You'll be delighted, Major.
Good news? Fine. Spit it out.
Remember that case we wasted our time on? We figured out the truth and made an additional arrest.
Another arrest. So you scooped through all the evidence and decided every other officer had missed something.
Oh, je suis bugué les gars, je peux rien faire. What? Putain. Je suis bugué les gars. On se redémarre le stream.